Previously on Sailing Aquarius.
We've been doing great. We're back on Aquarius and we got back and just about everything is working fine.
After 2 months, we just got back to Aquarius. Therefore, we have to check all the systems, do a lot of cleanup, and implement new upgrades. But most importantly, we have to change the sea drive oil and the seals, because while in Pemba, we noticed that the milky oil is no good.
Checking out, we got a little bit of milk in this. That means we got water coming in, and that's not good.
And to do that, we have to careen our boat, which we never had done before. What are you up to?
I'm trying to get these NEMA 2000 cables run so I can put all the stuff in.
Looks like a blast.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Can I see inside?
Sure.
Ooh. Any advice for people who will be doing what you're doing?
Hire somebody else.
Why? Do you think they will do a better job?
No, they won't do a better job, but that way you can go have a drink at the bar rather than working for a living. But then it'll all not work, and then you'll have to redo all their work. That's usually what happens. Well, we got a NEMA cable run from over here, which will hook to the Furuno, and we actually made it through. And I never thought we'd make that through, but we did. And now we'll have the NEMA to the Furuno, and over to this area here. So now we've got the whole boat with NEMA. Yes. This is not good though.
And then it was time to check water maker. What's happening?
I'm running fresh water through it because I can't. It seems like something's wrong. The salt water's. The pressure pump isn't doing jack shit.
You do not even need to remove the hoses. Just to remove those 2 poles. If it's knocking with the hammer doesn't work, let all the pipes connected, don't disconnect all the pipes. You can just remove those 2 poles holding the bronze against the pump.
Thanks.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
He said have fun.
Yeah, fun.
So what you gonna do?
Well, I'm gonna try to take apart the pump. They say that there might be some dirt inside the high pressure pump for the desalator. Taking off the head. There's just these 2 nuts here. He said these things here.
So this is a very old machine with only 1 piston. That is normal. Just look in the bottom of the hole. That is where your high pressure valve has a failure.
Nice. We put it back together and tried again.
Bringing up. Completely dead.
So the hammering didn't work. Then we tried to take it off and clean it up a little bit. That didn't work. Then we tried to soak it in white vinegar.
Well, we'll see if that works.
When there is nothing else we can do regarding the water pump, Ken jumped in to clean the hull, and I cleaned the kind of interior.
Let's see what he's up to now.
Well, this is what it looks like. How's that for a chain? Hopefully it only goes down about 10 meters like that, but it could go down longer. Fuck, that's gonna take forever to clean. So you don't want these in your compartment because it's just gonna smell.
It took us about an hour to clean up 15 meters of a chain. After soaking the pump for nearly 48 hours, we put it together and tried again. It didn't work.
That was my last ditch effort to see if we can get this thing working. We tried running water through it, hammer. We tried white vinegar, soaking it for a day and a half. The white vinegar was supposed to clean it out. I did feel something fall out of it when I was blowing air through it. So, you never know. Maybe it'll work. If not, we're gonna have to replace this pump, and hopefully we'll be able to get it in time because we are not going through the Red Sea without a working water maker. Something's still leaking in there. Okay, that's enough of the camera. Take all these rocks, you gotta move them aside and get nice sand and put nice sand right in this area here, so when it comes down and it sits down, it's not gonna hit the rocks. So that's what it looks like. If we're not able to set our keel right here, we can't do it. So we got to be on this side, and that's good. The wind's pushing us this way, so we can set it right here. So there's no haul out facilities, and these poles are careening poles. We are going to be pulling our boat out or getting it on the hard. There's the poles right there, and boat's still out there, but this is gonna be a hard one.
All the lovely people we have to help us out. I'm gonna go check on a captain. 2 dinghies. How are you doing?
I don't know. Let's see how this goes.
Do you want me to unlock bow thruster just in case? Okay, I'm gonna go unlock it. We came in and couldn't do it in the first time, as our friend in a dinghy was pushing too hard at the very tip of a bow, and we didn't know that until we watched the footage. And he couldn't see where the poles are from where he was positioned. Also, Ken didn't want to use a bow thruster first time, so we backed off and did it again. Just this time, we made a bigger gap between the boat and the poles, and this time Ken was not afraid to use a bow thruster. And it worked!
Okay, hello. Right. Okay, I got one back corner over there on this side. I think it looks alright.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
Yeah.
That's better. Okay.
It's fine.
Okay, just tie it around.
When are you? Hey. Eso me taruso con la otra tarjeta. Crispy. Kinasa ni wangu.
I think we're tied up pretty good. I appreciate it. Thanks for taking over. There's no mud down there. It's just hard dirt. Thanks, guys.
Geez, that middle pull doesn't look very strong, does it? You're right.
Well, there's the poles, and we're on pretty tight. So we're sitting here waiting for the tide to go out, and we just felt the bump. The boat hit. Did you feel it again?
Yeah, and this is how far we are. So we are still very, very high tide.
How you going?
Well, it's just starting to hit. We can feel it bump.
Oh yeah, just touching.
Yeah, just touching.
Cool.
Now
Thanks
we
for the
know
help.
how it
We
feels
just-
to hit.
You know how it feels to hit the bottom.
Yeah, great. Look at the tide going out. She's sitting pretty good too. If we go over here. I think it's sitting pretty straight. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, asante.
All right.
Everything is gonna be alright. Finally, the tide is very low where we can get out without getting our feet wet, and we're gonna join our friends singing.
Music and you like to sing along. You want to get the meaning out of each and every song. And you find yourself a message and some words to call your own and take them home.
So it's leaning up against those poles just a little bit, so it's just perfect. So it's the first morning that we're on the poles. Hopefully the last day that we're on the poles. But they're just getting it cleaned up because the tide's not fully out yet. In about an hour, we'll start pulling off the prop, and hopefully we'll get that oil changed before the tide's even still going out. And maybe we're even gonna get some bottom paint on a couple spots that don't look so good. But things are going fast. Step one was to get the zinc off.
So we are done, and we are at the low tide now.
Last step, 8 quarts of 90 weight going down the drain. Oh yeah. It all worked out, got it done.
Now all we have to do is to wait for the tide to go up. We have another about 2 or 3 hours to wait for a high tide. It's supposed to be a couple inches higher than when we came in.
But I found out one thing, that, you know, changing the seals on the C drive, it's like an hour job. It's not a big deal. We probably saved, I would say, at least 600 bucks.
And another good thing is we booked safari. Now the high tide is here and we are going away from the poles. Needless to say, it was way easier than coming into the poles. And sorry for all the flies.
Aquarius back on anchor. There you go. Our part's pretty easy. Except that time. starts pretty easy. Well, there's the damage we did. That's it.
That's where we were 15 minutes ago. If you like this video, give us a like down below and click here to subscribe. That really helps us. And if you want to watch more of us, click one of those.
They said they came from Spanish.